James Lacrosse,
Present.
Robert Waters,
Present.
Diana Young.
Present.
All here. We have a quorum, Mr. Chairman. James Lacrosse,
Present.
Robert
Present.
Waters.
Present.
Okay, is that, we have an echo, I think.
Yeah, it's fixed.
Okay, great. All right. Councilor Vidal moves to accept the previous meeting minutes. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
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 Aye, those opposed, the ayes have it. Okay, great. So I hope everyone received the, well, I know you received the draft report, which was sent last Monday. And then a few hours ago, I just resent it. There was just a few minor changes, nothing substantive at all. It was just form, like where to place different items in the report, and changed Diana Young's title of the CPC. And there was, just added the fact that the council in the last couple of years had increased the inclusionary zoning requirement to 15% from 10, and then most recently to 20%. So that's the only difference, but I wanted to.
There were a couple more. We added some extra material that had been submitted to the committee.
Just background, nothing with the recommendation.
Yeah, but as background.
Yeah, it was just information that everyone's already received. From that wasn't on the initial draft set in terms of like documents that guests provided, things like that. But nothing with regards to, the proposed recommended changes as I put together based on, the committee's recommendations. So if there are any proposed changes to the draft, I think we should all go off of that document. And if not, we can vote to approve the matter. So is there anyone who would like to make any, Daria?
I'm sorry, Councillor Stanley, I got edit to you kind of late. I think our emails passed, but just minor things. One was the summary of my very short presentation about Watch's work. So I sort of clarified in more like one sentence what I said. I don't know if it's possible to include the attachment I provided, which was sort of a double-sided or two-page summary, but if not, just.
Yes, no, we're going to do that. It's just, it was in a PDF form.
Okay.
Can you send it to us in a Word document or just make it easier?
Absolutely. And then I also sent just sort of Metro, what used to be Metro MHBP is now Metro Housing Boston. So I gave like sort of the new language because that organization was referenced there in the document. So they have a different website.
Different formal name. Okay.
And then, I gave a little more information about the history of affordable housing spending by the Community Preservation Committee. It's just more specificity than was provided. That's
great. So super. All right. Anyone else? Anything else that I may have forgotten to include in terms of information?
Well, the one thing that's not, it's in the recommendations, and that's the 3% access tax that you had sent around to at least a few of us.
Yeah.
I wonder if that document should be included here. I don't know how many of the councilors know about it.
Say that again now. Yes, yeah, I know what you mean. That's okay. That wasn't included as background information.
No.
Okay, we'll include that too. Okay.
Mr. Chair.
Yeah.
I just would like to commend you and everyone else in this committee. I think this is a pretty comprehensive report. I wish I had a draft of it years ago when I first started learning about the city and its multiple efforts to create and support affordable housing. I really even like some of the recommendations here that, I think push the envelope, but I think also push us to think a little bit more broader about where are the opportunities to not only develop housing, but to also develop the capacity to invest in housing. So with those smaller addendums from Watch and from Diana Young, excuse me, I would move to approve these recommendations, unless anyone else has anything else to add.
You're muted, Tom.
Thank you. Thank you, Councillor Paz. Okay, unless there's any other, just to review, I know there might be one or two other councillors on the meeting tonight. This is what I'll be saying if we can get all the information attached tonight, we'll forward it to the council, but if not, we'll just forward it by email. Just to reiterate, there's a lot of recommendations in here, and we know that that's exactly what it is. Just recommendations. Any zone changes or appropriations or ordinance changes have to go through the normal process. And this isn't a document that's going to start that. It's I anticipate, myself, Councillor Vidal, Councillor Paz will get together and, maybe different items that were included in here as recommendations will bring forward as action items for the next city council. And I imagine there'll be, some other councils might wish to do the same or do something different. We know that, and we know that each recommendation that's brought forward by anyone will have to go through the normal process of whatever that entails, depending on what it is, whether it's, public hearing or what have you. So I just wanted to clarify that. This is a report for the city council and the mayor to take, and the citizens of Waltham. It's a public document. And I think it's pretty, it's also not the end. It's just, the beginning, and that's not to suggest that other work hasn't been done by many people and organizations in the city of Waltham and so forth. It's we're just bringing it all together, and as far as moving forward, it's just the beginning. And I want to thank every one of the committee members for all the work that you did and the questions that you asked, the really excellent guests that we had in. I know we were interrupted for a time because of the pandemic, and then we were able to persevere through that, and I believe put forward a very robust report from an active ad hoc committee within a year, and so I'm very proud of it as well. So there's a motion on the floor. Could the clerk call the roll, please?
Councillor Paz,
Yes.
Councillor Vidal,
Yes.
Daria Gia,
Yes.
James Lacrosse,
Yes.
Robert Waters,
Yes.
Diana Young,
Yes.
Chairman Stanley.
Yes. Great. All right. The report is approved, and this being our last meeting, I just want to thank everyone again. It's been great working with you, all of you, and I'm sure we're going to be working very closely together moving forward. Happy New Year to everyone. Take care.
Same to you.
All right.
Thank you. Good night.
Thank you.
Good night.
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year. Daria, if you can send me that info, and actually Diana, if you could send me that you were talking about. I know I provided it first, but if you